Okay. We've got the minute approval for the regular meeting of May 3rd. I didn't have any comments. Anybody have any?
Yeah, I got the draft, but we filled in the blanks there at the end, Fred, I guess.
Fred did fix it, yes.
Okay. Then I'll make a motion to approve.
A second?
PJ,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes. Okay, then we have the minute approval for the public hearing also on May 3rd. Any comments, corrections,
Yeah, which was closed at that point, so.
which we closed, correct?
I will make a motion to approve those minutes.
I will second that.
PJ,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes. Okay, Chief Phillips?
Call report, EMS calls for this year, January to April, 143 EMS. Last year at this time it was 162. Fire calls is 97, last year is 107. Total calls would have been 240 and last year 269. So we're still down a little bit. Mutual aid given was 37, last year was 73. Mutual aid received is 16, last year was 25. Total transports is 95, last year was 111. Total non-transports is 60, last year was 57. Total patients 155, last year was 169. Our back-to-back calls are about 20.83%. Last year was 18.95 at this time. We had 7 back-to-back calls in April.
Yeah, so the back-to-back calls are staying pretty consistent over the
Yes,
last
they
couple
are.
years.
We just had one this afternoon. Same time we had to do reservoir rescue, we had a rescue down Auburn Road.
Okay,
That's it for my report.
alrighty, Chief. PJ?
Not much to report on other than Nancy's got the, we've got the, updated, I guess pretty much finalized, schedule of events for Memorial Day with Army Captain Jessica Brown's name on there. And, I think everything's pretty much fallen in place on that now. 8:30 here, just gonna lay the wreath. We're gonna be at Adam Hall, 9 o'clock for reading of the names. And then, weather permitting, we're gonna move on up the Shady Side for the traditional volley and speaker and everything else. Been talking to Fred for a couple months here, and Mike, John, I think I mentioned it to everybody. Looking at some fill-in playground equipment for younger age groups up at the park. And boy, they require a lot of territory, don't they, Nancy?
Yeah.
I tell you, we were hoping maybe we could fit a couple of little, those spring-mounted horses and stuff like that kids can ride on. But you need a 13 by 16 area just for a horse? Like
Yeah,
they're gonna get
just for
ejected
that.
or something, I guess?
Yeah, they call it a safety zone.
Yeah. So, what we were hoping we could get done around $10,000 for 3 items to keep toddlers and smaller kids busy there as well. He's gonna be closer to 13. And Fred, I don't know what we have for any kind of budgetary anything on that, but
I think we probably have money in the land acquisition and improvement fund.
I think it's, I've been hearing that from parents that we need age appropriate, starting at the, toddler size.
Yeah, I've heard that from a number of people also.
It's the preschool, we really don't have anything for preschool. So that's preschool again.
Did you see the package then? have together there.
No, you have them all. I wasn't sure if you wanted to share them or not.
Well, we can, I think we can certainly get these out, and that's essentially what we're doing, and that's the addition.
PJ, there's enough there for one for everybody.
Oh, it's all right.
Take the paper clip off.
What is that, 34 by 26, I think, is the addition they want? 38 by 26, is it something like that, Mike?
38 by 26.
Yeah. First, we're gonna move some of those blocks.
Borders.
Yeah. So we're not buying the complete square or anything even close to it.
You're buying
You actually have to buy,
52 feet of,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just for consideration, history of that playground is we all got started on that with some free stuff from Kenston and Gardner School when they changed over to transportation over there. And that's how we started down this road, so I think, we took advantage of bargains when we had them available.
I think, got time to take a look at it, but yeah, I'm all for it. So,
You hear anything about a time for installation, or?
I didn't even, no, I didn't go that far.
John, what do you think? You wanna look this over and maybe next meeting act on it?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Alright, so let's get
What's
that.
the youngest age we have there now, Nancy? I thought it was preschool, but I must be wrong.
There's the balancing beam, and I think,
Yeah,
I thought that is kind of preschool, but not this young. Do you see?
This is a little climb-through tunnel thing and a little slide, ages 6 to 23 months.
6 to 23 months, that is.
Yeah.
So it's like 6
Wow.
months, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 6 months to 2 years.
And then those rider things must be about 18
And then
months
I
to
think,
3
I
years
thought
or
the balancing
something.
beam started at 2 years for some reason, 2 or 3 years.
they have pricing in there for the, we can do the excavating ourselves, but for the,
well,
special
I think
wood
Emmerich
chips.
was telling me we need to get some more of
We do
that.
anyway.
He's gonna have to order
Yeah.
a truckload of that,
The mulch.
wood chip.
Yeah.
I did call
Yeah.
that company. I called that company and they were gonna figure it out and email me a quote. But, cause I think Emmerich said we wanted to go a foot in that new section and then 6 inches in the old section. And he was gonna figure out a quote, but unfortunately I didn't get it yet.
Let's
It's
look
from this big
into this
million.
then and try to get
Yeah,
it done
we'll
at the next meeting.
get that information too, so we
Yeah.
have how much the whole budget will be, because I know
Okay.
those are not cheap.
No.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
that pavilion up there is drawing the families too, and that's the moms are in there doing their thing, and the kids are on the playground. I've seen it every time I've stepped in there. The weather was good, so it's just another thing we got to keep adding up there.
Yeah,
That was kind of the.
I think it looks good,
All
just
along.
all we need really is, once we get so we have the complete budget with the additional chips, we can just put the,
All right, we'll do that.
all into
next
one.
meeting. That's fine. That's all I have.
Okay, is that it?
That's all I have.
Mr. Eberly,
Auburn Township, this is Nancy.
anything you'd like to report?
Well, we've we've been, as you can imagine, we've been having some real discussions with this bodybuilder. And I'm just gonna throw this up,
Wait.
that
All right.
I'm not so sure we need a truck like the one that 1.5 ton that we've been driving around, that we used to drive from, job to job and whatnot. We've been driving that Dodge 1 ton. And that thing pulls the trailers very well. And we could buy 3 of those Dodges for the price of one of these. Little food for thought.
Well, I mean, if it'll do the job, you know, we've had that one now long enough.
Well, we've had it for quite a few years. We put way too much money in it. Then, you know, Fred will confirm that. We put way too. It's not been a good truck.
Yeah, is that John's truck?
Yeah, that's John's truck.
Yeah, we put a lot of money into that.
And I'm just saying, if I gotta wait a year and a half to get a truck, I can go up to one of these lots and pick one up and drive it away. We could get one of those Ford Super Duties. We're not using it to plow, we'll be using it to plow cemeteries and things like that.
You know,
Parking lots in the, that we have. I think we should consider it. I really do.
well, I said, you know, I'll go on, your recommendation along with the recommendation of the guys, you know. So we've always we've always done in the past. You know, they're the ones that have to use the equipment. They know best what would work for them, and this is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But my goodness, we're talking a year and a half to get a truck built, and the prices they're talking about are absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, John, not to pile on or cut in on you here, but, you know, at the end of last meeting, there was some discussion of a surcharge on the truck we're currently waiting for. You want to go ahead? You want to go ahead and address that?
No. That ain't happening.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did address that. The total
Yeah.
wasn't happening.
yeah. I kind of wondered how that could be.
Yeah.
You're going to pay more, but you're going to wait longer.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. It's one of those guys that wants to invent things in the contract, and so that right now there is this guy's over 6 months late in delivering the damn truck.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 100 reasons why he's late, and I'm not sure I'm buying all of them.
Well, I know we've had a lot of problems with vendors of various materials. A lot of it was
Yeah.
based on what was going on at that big storm in Texas. A lot of plants are still recovering.
Yeah,
from that, but
I never heard so much stuff must be coming out of Texas. That's the
apparently everything's
from
coming out of Texas.
plastic, everything there is. I was talking to my daughter. They're having a hard time making paint because the chemicals are coming out of Texas, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. That just become the new excuse. But unfortunately, we have a contract.
Or fortunately.
So once we mentioned a few of those things, well, now, on the next, he said on the next truck. And I'm just thinking, I'm not so sure there's going to be a next truck. And we are, for the big trucks, we're looking at going with somebody else to build the chassis, and if this is if this is how they're going to treat you. We bought 3 trucks from this outfit. So that's where we are with that. And we're moving along on Stafford Road. Kind of an obstacle right now is this lovely company called the Illuminating Company, who is known for over a year that they need to move these poles. And of course they did nothing. And right now the clock is ticking. So they were supposed to meet with the engineers and get back with Emmerich, so we'll see what happens. Other than that, everything's going real well. The roads came through winter pretty well. Pretty doggone good. So I'll turn that over to Mr. Troyan.
Okay. Fred, what you got?
Not much. Got your regular reports in front of you, your appropriation summary, fund summary, and revenue summary reports, as well as payment listing, warrants 6332 through 6420. You'll notice there's a lot of voids on that payment listing, as my printer had a hiccup and messed up the order of the warrants. Also, I have, I'm passing this down the line, we we did award a bid on the refinancing to Middlefield Bank based on they offered the lowest percentage APR that we got. And they also were able to accept a 20-year term.
Yeah, I saw your email. I asked if there was.
It was, we had a lot of trouble getting somebody to commit to anything over 10 years. A big part of that is speculation, is that because it looks like interest rates are going to be going up within the year. And so there was no initiative or no wanting to take on a loan for 20 years when they could just wait and interest rates would go up, and then maybe they might consider a 20-year. So it's going to be at 1.6%. It's going to save the township about $700,000 over the life of the loan. So I think we got a pretty good deal. We're working with somebody that we know. They're local. They're in Geauga County, and the good thing about Middlefield Bank is that they're very attentive to their accounts, to their customers, because they're local and they know us. We're not just one account out of a million accounts. So I feel comfortable with it. I think it was a good decision. I think we were served well by our finance group and our attorney that's working with us from Squire Patton Boggs. And I think it's going to be a good thing for the township.
Yeah, I think that deal's gonna look better in just a very few months. It's gonna look great.
Yeah, because they're just waiting to pop interest rates. In fact, it was it the Fed chairman or somebody just indicated that interest rates are probably going to be going up, and there was kind of a big scare in the market about it. So I think we're in a really good position right now.
Good.
And that's it.
Thank you, Fred.
I'd like to personally thank you, Fred, for, looking into this, following up with it, and making it happen. So,
Pretty timely, I think, too.
Thank you.
yeah, I think you did a good job there, Fred.
Sometimes I
Yep,
do.
good job, Fred.
And I also bought this tent.
Yeah.
You win some,
You know what they
lose
say
some.
about one attaboy, Fred? Okay. All right. So, under old business, bond financing, which we just went over. Now, we still got the proposed zoning amendments, Auburn 2021-03. I think we have adequately gone over that and beaten it into the ground, and
Yeah, changes to the district schedule, and primarily D1, but actually across the board, actually, it wasn't probably primarily in that district, but it was applied to just about every district.
okay, well, I'll make a motion to adopt zoning amendment Auburn 2021-03 as amended.
I'll second.
PJ,
Yes.
John,
Yes,
Mike,
Yes. Okay, under new business, we have the 2021 crack seal project. Bid deadline will be 6/4/21. Bid opening 6/7/21.
And that's the standard, program that we've been running here for over 5 years.
Okay, are we gonna have the bid opening here, or will that be done at the,
Be done at your board meeting.
Here at the meeting.
That'll be in Auburn Township, right?
okay?
We're the ones that are putting that bid out,
Yeah,
not the
that's
county.
not the engineer.
Okay. All right. Copy machine lease.
Right.
Yeah, Dad.
Oh, it's up to me to
I
explain?
thought you said you'll present it
We-
to the trustees.
Nancy and I looked at our current situation with the copier. We had to have it replaced, what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? So it's a fairly newer copier. Before, we were paying $115 a month just on the lease alone, and that included the maintenance. And then we have an opportunity after this last payment to purchase, that we could own the copier, where we pay $1 or
$1.
something and then we own it. So we looked at what we're paying on overage for our color copies, because we're gonna have to pay for that regardless. And we're gonna have, that basically pays for the toner. Nancy talked to Meritech, and they said that we have an option here where we can still work with them. We'll pay them based on the overage of color copies at a rate of about 9 cents a page. And that would be basically what we're paying, right, for the...
The rates are exactly what we're paying now, except with our lease contract right now, we have like 1,000 black and whites built into the deal. So we're never paying for black and white, we're only paying for color.
So we
Right
would
now.
pay for, what,
But
2,000
now-
black and whites and 1,000 color?
Correct.
And we'd pay that every month. And then anything over that, we pay the 9 cents a page, or for the black and white, it's like
We've never gone over it,
half a cent a page or something
Yeah.
like that.
yeah.
We've never gone over the black and white. Bottom line is, we would basically pay $116 a month, but we wouldn't have the overage charges that we have now, which are about $100 a month.
Oh, okay.
So we could potentially
What about
save $100.
service?
Service is not included.
No, it is.
It is included?
If we own the machine, we still will have a contract. Just by paying for the paper that we use, we also get a service contract.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
As part of that?
That
Yeah.
I wasn't sure
The
about.
catch is, they only put out service contracts on machines that are under 7 years old. And supposedly, our machine is 5 years old so we'd only be able to do this deal for 2 years and then they wouldn't service it anymore. So, the thing is that we just figured we might as well try owning the machine and only paying for the exact
Right.
copies that we use, and at least try that for a year or two.
Yeah, as long as they got the service on there, and we can
It does.
do it
Yeah,
for 1 year or
right.
2 years.
We could
Right.
probably save a couple $1,000s over the life of the lease.
I called them
How
all,
many times do you have to get it serviced, Nancy?
well, I know that's like weird, usually hardly ever, but
Yeah,
2 years ago, our machine broke completely, and they tried to fix it, couldn't fix it, they had to haul it out the door, and they brought us a newer model. So that's why we have a newer model. This machine is only maybe 3 years old,
Yeah.
not 5 years old.
I see.
But it doesn't matter to
I
them,
see.
they'll only service it for 2 more years. But usually, we don't have to have it serviced. but that one time that you, that the
Can
machine
we
breaks
buy
down.
staples for it?
Staples are not, every contract that I looked at with each company, yeah, I didn't buy Staples because they're $78. And
Can we
I
get them
didn't
for
know if we
less
were gonna
somewhere?
keep this or not keep it, and I didn't wanna waste
Yeah.
$78 till we knew. But yeah, that's on us, $78 for the Staples, but that's normal in every other contract.
What's the $78 for?
Staples.
Staples, it's so that I don't have
For what?
to get my
For
reports
staples.
printed out and staple them by hand.
Staples, stapler, a stapler, you know, come on.
Oh,
Yeah, copiers
boy,
not
that
too
seems
bad.
like a lot.
I like to budget $5 for a new hand stapler for Fred.
Yeah. I checked with the other townships, there's like 3 other townships that actually ended up keeping their lease, because they said it was a lot cheaper than leasing a new machine. And one other township, I think it was Russell, no, 2 other townships used this lake business. And so that's why I went for a second quote. And they're all really comparable. They're all real comparable. I don't think you can lose with any of them, but as long as we got a chance to own the machine and try paying per copy, I think we might be able to get off a lot cheaper.
And Lake won't service our machines.
Oh,
That was
that's
kind
right,
of
they
the
only do
determination.
cannons.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, like next year, we're always inundated with all these companies that are coming at you, when your machine is up, I'll give you a good deal, I'll give you a good deal. So I think even if we just try it for 1 year and see how much money, how many copies we do make, or how much the cost is.
Yeah,
By
and then
next
if you have
year, somebody's gonna be right here asking for our business, you know?
For your business,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's the smart thing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you write that down today, Fred? That was,
Yeah, I am ready. And John Everly said that's a really smart thing to do.
Well, Fred thought this was a good idea, and he's showed his purchasing skills by purchasing his new tent. Would have no reason not to.
I trust him. Find a deal.
I will make the motion to just keep our current machine and own it.
Second.
Buy
I
Staples.
second.
PJ,
Yes.
John,
yes.
Mike,
Yes. Fred can donate his new tent to keep the dust off the copy machine. If it'll fit.
I'm gonna be blown away when he gets in there.
Okay. Public comment. Going once, going twice. All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Third.
Well, that was painless.
Yep.
PJ,
I like these
Yes.
meetings.
John, could explode.
Yes.
Mike,
Absolutely.
That's so funny.
7:55.
Nancy,
Yes,
how's the English patient?
he's doing okay.
Okay.
I thought they told me he was, gonna be transferred to the Wilds tomorrow. But then I just talked to him
Oh, okay.
on the phone and he said that they're thinking of holding him till Thursday, so.
Okay.
Slow recovery.
Yeah.
Transfer from the wilds or just throw him out in the woods out back.
What? The Wilds.
Not the wild.
No way.
They managed to
Did
fit
you
it in here.
What is that really?
It's amazing. I can't believe they
Is that
did it.
really your tent?
What'd they do with the tent poles?
No way. You
best thing I've ever done, you know, you have no idea.
I wanna see you put it back in there.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Are you sure? What did,
I
maybe
hope
you
this is
ordered the
like-
holder.
Camera safe to open.
Maybe you ordered the tent holder. Maybe that's what holds them.
This is amazing. I
What
have,
is that?
it's probably some fantastic thing that we don't even know
They
about.
call it a pillowcase.
Some incredible, incredible invention that does amazing things.
Where are the directions?
Maybe they had a right to substitute, you know, so they sent me some other fantastic thing.
Oh, my gosh.
It's a tent. Come on, what are you talking about?
Is it, is it
A sleeping bag?
It's a tent, John. Can't you tell?
It's cloth.